Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Suspect being sought after Clarendon murder. A man is dead and a suspect is being sought by the police following the shooting death of a resident of Mount Hindmost in Clarendon. The deceased has been identified as Civil Dunkley, a 58-year-old farmer of the usually quiet rural community. Sources indicate that residents heard loud explosions that sounded like gunshots about 9:15 p.m. on Monday. However, no report was made to the police. About 6:30 a.m. on Tuesday, residents discovered the lifeless body of Dunkley and summoned the police. Cops arrived to find Dunkley's body in a yard close to his home. There were gunshot wounds to his head and neck. The body was removed to the Mappin Hospital, where Dunkley was confirmed dead. According to the police, a suspect is currently being sought in connection with the incident. 5 charged with assaulting fellow inmate at Ocheres lockup. The 5 men who were seen in a viral video assaulting another inmate have been charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm and unlawful wounding for the incident at the Ocheres lockup on January 19. They are 33-year-old Dejaro Taylor, otherwise called Dussel, 32-year-old Dale Douglas, and 28-year-old Tejara Lynch, all of St. Anne addresses. The other 2 men charged in relation to the incident are 21-year-old Tina Fleming of Islington St. Mary and 23-year-old Richard Jackson of Hart Street, Kingston. Reports are that between 8 and 9 p.m., an argument developed among the men during which the inmate was assaulted. He was taken to hospital for treatment and is back in police custody. Manchester police threaten more operations to quell violence. The Manchester police say additional operations similar to the recent curfew in some areas could again be employed as they continue to quell violence in the parish. Over the weekend, the communities of Land Settlement, Comfort and Broadleaf in central Manchester were placed under a curfew due to recent murders and concerns of possible reprisals. Superintendent Shane McCullough, head of the Manchester Police, said other security reinforcements have already started work in the parish. He said the Specialized Operations Branch and the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force have been deployed in the parish and have started to carry out targeted operations in a number of communities for persons of interest. Superintendent McCullough was speaking Monday after a tour of the communities that were placed under curfew. Committal hearing adjourned for a cop who left toddler in car, bail extended. Detective Sergeant Sheldon Dobson, whose 18-month-old daughter died after being left unattended in his car for several hours last year, had his bail extended when he appeared in the St. Elizabeth Circuit Court in Balaclava on Tuesday for a committal hearing. Dobson appeared before presiding judge Broderick Simmet is to return to court on February 28. His attorney Thomas Levine told reporters that the hearing was adjourned as the court had other responsibilities. It was a relatively short day before the court had to adjourn for some other responsibilities. We officially started going through the document evidence, but we had to stop, so we'll be finishing up in February, he said. Dobson had been offered bail in the sum of $750,000 when he first appeared in court on August 15. On January 17, 2022, Dobson, doing a change of routine, left his baby daughter in his car for hours when he got to work at the Black River Police Station. Child, Shelia Dobson, died 2 days later at hospital. Reports at the time indicated that the child would have been cared for on a daily basis by her maternal grandmother while her parents were at work, but a daycare arrangement was made after the grandmother fell ill. The sergeant, in his rush to start work, is said to have forgotten the little girl on the back seat of the car and drove off in the police service vehicle to Warminster, Southeast St. Elizabeth, about a 45-minute trip by road from Black River, to carry out a further probe into the case of a former Haitian official who was held on January 15, 2022, along with his wife and 2 children. The detective sergeant is assigned to the Black River Police Station, while the child's mother is a sergeant of police in the same St. Elizabeth Division. Dr. Dayton Campbell raises some key points. We are taking note of the approach of the government towards this issue. We are now realizing that from 2017 that the FSC has a report that they presented to Minister Shaw at the time, and nothing has been done.
The long-standing issue now, what's happening at SSL, I'm sure the opposition would have something to say on the matter, the growing matter right now.
You know, in this country, we have some persons who come from humble beginnings. They have worked hard to get to where they are. They have not been given any gifts, any inheritances, are strictly based on the hard work that they have put in. Usain Bolt happens to be one of them that has worked hard and has brought fame to this country and has represented us in a very dignified way. And here is it that he's being responsible in putting away some of those funds for his retirement, for his parents, for his children, only to be shafted by the system. And I take note of the fact that of the approach of the government towards it. We are now realizing that from 2017 that the SSC had a report that they presented to Minister Shaw at the time, and that nothing has been done. The recommendation at that time was for the suspension of the license, and that has not been done. So the government, the Jamaica Labour Party government, needs to come clean as to why they did not act on that report, why they did not take steps to protect Usain Bolt and others, pensioners, others who have contributed and contributed, who have placed their savings there as a part of their retirement planning, who are now left holding the bag and with the possibility that they may not be able to recoup their hard-earned resources. And this is unacceptable. This will bring shame to the country. It has already done so. It will cause persons not to trust the financial institutions to want to put their savings there. We'll see flight of capital out of the country. So it is something that the government has to deal with in a more forthright way. And I think that they need to come clean and answer the questions as to why they did not intervene when Howard Mitchell brought the matter to the attention of Minister Shaw.
The Prime Minister would have issued a statement.
Belated.
Your take on it, Doctor?
The Prime Minister's statement was belated, in my opinion, and I don't think he went far enough. I think we want to see the leader of the country come forward to outline clear steps to say this has happened, this is what we're aware of, these are the steps that we have taken, this is what we're going to put in place to ensure that this does not happen again. And without him doing that, I don't think that his statement has gone far enough. So what I want to know is what are the steps that are going to be taken to unearth what exactly took place at SSL, what will be done to return the funds to Usain Bolt and others who have lost their investment, and what will be put in place to ensure that this never happens again. If it is that the Jamaica Labour Party does not have the whereabouts to do these things, then I'm asking them kindly to step out of the way and let Mark Golding and his team put the regulations in place to monitor the industry.
The time would have been running swiftly with Dr. Campbell, and I'm sure the opposition is looking at it right now as to what timeline they would want. You mentioned one person to get back their money. What's the timeline that the opposition is looking at?
Well, at this time, it's difficult for us to say. Sir Bolt has written to them, giving them 10 days to introduce his lawyers into the matter. I'm not sure. There are others who are more able to comment on that as to whether or not he'll be able to recoup anything, because it's possible for the institution to be bankrupt. I don't know the state of affairs. What is sure though is that there needs to be an audit, a forensic audit of the SSL, so we can fully understand as to exactly what has taken place there, and then we can take some steps as a country to ensure that we honor those who have served us well and those who have worked hard and put away their savings. Even those who inherited should not come to this, but especially for those who have worked hard from humble beginnings. We have to do more to protect the interests of those persons, because they've done what we ask of them to be responsible and put away your savings for retirement. The system should not rob them of retirement.
Please remember to subscribe,